You know what thrifting is. In a moment, I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. These rest of the stories are about me, what I buy, what I purchase, what I see sometimes. But you don't know a lot about me other than that. You see me in my warehouse, you see me sit in my dirty office when I've made some early videos, but you don't know a lot about me. You don't know hobbies, you don't know what I like, what I don't like. But what I do want to share with you today is that I know how to square dance. Now I know a lot of you saying, yeah, boomer, you know how to square dance. Big deal. We'll dress up in the fancy costumes and the silly shirts and the flowery, women in their skirts and the petticoats. And before I go any further, I'm going to tell you, don't knock it till you try it. It's a lot of fun once you get past the point of thinking you look silly. But today I want to talk about square dancing, but only peripherally, because today I want to talk about a lady named Ruth. I don't know Ruth. I've never met her. Went to an estate sale one time, and a lot of my stories revolve around estate sales because, like I said, estate sales are fairly intimate, events. You get to walk in someone's house, paw through their stuff, open their drawers, see what books they read, see what DVDs they watch, see skeletons in the closet, possibly, and you sort of get an idea about this person. Well, I want to talk about Ruth. Like I said, I don't know Ruth, but I went to her estate sale after she passed away. I'm not sure what happened to her husband, if she had one. I'm sure he's passed away too. And so this estate sale, like most are usually run by the family of the deceased. The family usually will go into these estate sales, take everything they want out, any personal effects, and sometimes they don't even do that. Sometimes they leave boxes and boxes of old photos. And I will buy those as well because they can sell online too sometimes. But the family usually gets what they want, leaves the rest, and they hire an estate company to come in and try to sell everything else and get as much money as they can from the deceased belongings. Well, I went to Ruth's estate sale. Like I said, I don't know Ruth. So I'm walking around her house and I start seeing square dance stuff. I found a square dance clock. I found square dance figurines. And whenever I see square dance stuff, because I've been doing square dancing for 20 years or more, I always have to stop and look at it. Square dance is a niche market. If you find square dance stuff at an estate sale or yard sale, and it's not too expensive, pick it up. People still buy those fancy skirts. People still buy the petticoats and the petty pants and the men's western shirts, the collar tips, the bolo ties. You may think it looks silly, but people wear them and have a ball doing it. So I'm walking through this estate sale and I see the square dance stuff. That's pretty cool, and I'm looking through and picking up a few things, and I still don't know who Ruth is. I don't remember Ruth. Like I said, I've been doing it for 20 years, and Ruth was probably 10, 15, 20 years older than me. I don't know, but I don't know Ruth. So I'm wandering around, and I'm pawing through boxes and such, and trying to look where no one else has looked, and I find this. You know what this is? This is Ruth's square dance badge. Doesn't have a last name, so I don't know what Ruth's last name is. But it's her square dance badge. And to a square dancer, the badge is important because you wear it so everybody knows your name. You remember Cheers? Don't you want to go where everybody knows your name? That's what a square dance is like. You walk in to your club or to a big dance, and everyone knows your name. Not only because you're wearing it, because they're friends with you. It's one of the friendliest places you can go, one of the friendliest things you can do. And Ruth obviously loved the square dance. She was a member of the Wheel-Arounds. That could have been a round dance club, for all I know. But from Warner Robins, Georgia, and she was a member of the GSSDA, the Georgia State Square Dancers Association. I don't know Ruth, but I do know the family did not deem this important enough to keep as a memento of their mom, grandmother, whoever. I thought that was sad that they didn't want to keep this. Obviously, this was an activity that their mother loved, and you would think when they saw a square dancer or a square dancing information, they would think of their mom. You would think they'd want to keep her badge. You know, if nothing else, just throw in a drawer somewhere and pass it down. So this was what your grandmother did. This was what your great grandmother did. She loved to square dance. It's a memento of her life. It was important to her. But no, the family decided it was not important. So what did I do? I bought it. I paid $1 for it. That's what this memento of Ruth's life cost. That's all it was worth to the estate company, and that's what it's worth to the family. A whole $1. So now I have it in my possession. I don't know Ruth. I'll never know Ruth or her family. But I'll always keep this as a memento not only of my square dancing, because it reminds me that I love to square dance. It will remind me that these estate sales, they're intimate, they have interesting stuff, and you can find out a lot about the person. And I found out that Ruth, whoever she is, loved to square dance. And Ruth, wherever you are, if you can see me, I've got your badge, and I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to throw it away. And it's in a safe spot, so rest in peace and know your badge is secure. And now you know the rest of the story.